Hi, I'm Brian Fuller. Welcome to Fuller Hot Rods. Now, normally I would say, hey, check me out. I'm grinding some tube. You know, I'm bending some stuff out of metal. I'm using a big fat power hammer. But you know what? I'm not the only one here. There's a full team, and I want to show you these guys. The first one is Dean.
My first motorcycle was a Yamaha 50. It was restricted to 30 miles an hour for about a month until I learned that they made bore kits for them and race pipes and carburetors, and before I knew it, I had a 60-mile-an-hour moped. I have about 25 years background in the motorcycle industry, also a couple of years working on vintage British cars, a lot of passion for vintage motorcycles. Always seem to be riding something, always seem to be modifying something. I'm trying to think, I can't recall any vehicle I've ever owned that I haven't modified in some way or another. I do most of the mechanical work, electrical work. Kind of keep the shop running, office manager. I think Brian has a lot of very fresh ideas that you haven't really seen in the motorcycle market, especially, and in the cars too. I think with him working for Chip Foose for a few years certainly helped too.
Now what we need to do is make this into a mold. So we need to fill it. We need to basically fill this with all metal.
Okay. He always amazes me with kind of the ideas that he comes up with, just kind of a fresh outlook on something that you really wouldn't think of. Possibly with him not growing up in the motorcycle background too, he's not really set in his ways as far as, okay, it's always been done this way, we're going to do it this way. He's certainly come up with some funny ideas, some great ideas. Most of our customers are already enthusiasts to begin with and probably owned a few hot rods and chopper motorcycles, and they're just looking for that extra special vehicle, something that just brings it up one more notch than what they're used to. They're gearheads, they're enthusiasts just like us. I don't think anyone realizes how much work goes into one of these from the beginning all the way to the end. I mean, thousands and thousands of hours. You can work on a car for a year and a half, 2 years sometimes. And the attention to detail is just incredible. It is an art, yeah. And what we're turning out is some very state-of-the-art motorcycles and cars that definitely raise some eyebrows.
Now the next guy I want to talk about is Brian Height. Brian is a SCAD grad, which is Savannah College of Art and Design. And he came in with a little bit of motorcycle background, but a lot of design background. And he actually fabbed a lot of the panels, like this aluminum panel that we built here. There's a lot of custom panels on this Impala. And he probably spent almost a year and a half shaping everything from scratch out of aluminum. So anyway, here's Brian.
Building things has always been in my background. Never really got into cars until high school, but it's just an extension of kind of seeing something and figuring out how it needs to be built and then going after it. Yeah, it's SCAD knowing that I wanted to do cars from the get-go. I really focused a lot of my projects on vehicles. My senior project was a single-sided swing arm front suspension bike that I actually built during the 10-week quarter that we had there, which was pretty fabrication and labor intensive. So that was what really led me into working with Brian. Was the big stepping stone there, was getting that under my belt. Working with Brian has been a lot of fun. Both of us have a design mind and vision for where things go, and it's been awesome being able to work with another creative person and kind of bounce ideas off of one another. He's got a real eye for little details that I've never seen anybody else quite do. He'll go through a swap meet and find something, and it'll be a little tail light or something like that, and then instantly he'll be like, "Ooh, this is awesome." And you look at it and you're like, "I have no idea what you would do with that." And then he'd puts it on a bike or sticks it on a car and you're like, wow, that's really cool. The quality of clients is definitely awesome here. It's great to be able to work with somebody that understands what you're doing and understands the work you put into it and really appreciates being able to have something that's going to be unique and hand fabricated. They know what it takes to do that, and they're happy to work with you on the design and bring their ideas to the table. And it's also fun to make something for somebody that is going to be uniquely theirs and kind of be a part of their personalities. In the Bel Air, we have a couple of key design elements. The Zeus fasteners, the little quarter-turn race fasteners, hold on all the aluminum panels that are on the car. And all the aluminum panels that are bare have either louvers or bead rolls in them. They all have the same kind of design style to them, and that's carried out through the entire car. This is probably the best combination of my car love and my love of art, and getting to build everything myself is perfect.
Now, if you're going to build a 22-foot custom car like this hearse, you're going to need to know how to do sheet metal, and that's what we do here at Fuller Hot Rods. If you look at these fins, we've actually raised them 3 inches, built the entire quarter from scratch. It's got an all-new door skin, and if you come up top here, we've got an 8-foot-long sunroof, possibly the world's largest sunroof, pending Guinness Book of World Record approval, of course. And the guy that's done a lot of this work is Field. He came into the shop, had a lot of experience. Check him out, it's hot.
Most of my inspiration with cars started when I was younger. My grandfather used to have a 29 Model A Roadster. He used to pick us up from middle school and cruise us around in the rumble seat, and used to build model cars and stuff throughout the years, and finally realized that the real thing's a lot more fun. The team here is real unique because everybody can fabricate. We each have our strong points. You know, some of us are a little better with the sheet metal, some of us a little better with the frame building. But overall, everybody can do the job. Therefore, we can help each other and have input on how to get something done or how to get, you know, the best means to get to the results that we want. Our clients are really good people. That's one thing you really have to be selective with, is getting people to come in that will allow you to do what you want to do, you know, and not, you know, and still have input on their project, because it is in the end their project, but allow us to do what we know best, and really get creative and do some neat stuff on their vehicle to make it different from all the rest of them out in the parking lot at the car show. There's a lot of good talent here, and there's a constant stream of fresh ideas running through this place, and to really compete and stay ahead of the game, you have to take on those cutting-edge projects, and that's you know, really how you stay ahead in this industry, and that's something we strive to do here, is build something that nobody else is doing, or do something with a little different twist. For me, it's getting to build something from scratch and doing something different every day, and having to really think through what you're doing and figure it out, and then in the end you can hop in it, fire it up, and do a burnout.
Dean kind of described you as being the drama queen of the shop. I wonder how you respond to that.
I'm the drama queen, that's new to me. I know I complain a lot, but I didn't think I complained that much.
Now, Ben Boyle has been with me the longest. He's a one-of-a-kind Looney Tune cartoon guy. Check him out. Ding 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 ding, ding 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 ding, ding 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 ding, ding 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 ding.
I like pina coladas and long walks in the rain. Grew up in a garage with my dad. Built first small block Chevy when I was 12 or 13. Grew up in junkyards and getting drug around to car shows and getting quizzed on what every car was, and he was a General Motors employee working the foundry, and just fits in my blood, I guess. You know, he also put me on a motorcycle when I was 3 or 4 years old and taught me how to ride. So like it was growing up in the dirt and riding motorcycles, and you know, like I'm a direct link of him. The Bel Air 61 Chevy 2-door post. Most people restore the bubble tops, and those are really the sought-after ones. But the post cars, they were all kind of thrown to the wayside because they weren't as collectible. So now that they're all in the garbage, now they're becoming more collectible. Just making things look good in bare metal just takes a lot of time and a lot of effort. Yeah, the death is in the details, and there's a lot of details on that car.
You gotta give him this look right here.
I've been with Brian 4 years.
Right,
and
see? Show him. Oh yeah. No, you gotta give him a look like this.
he's turning himself into a brand.
Come on, I taught you. There you go, see? Taught him well.
He's just so passionate about everything that he does that it makes other people get excited about it. Like when he talks about something, you know, like they soak it up. Truthfully, you know, the majority of America doesn't, they're not as creative, you know, and so they need people to expel that kind of stuff, to kind of soak it up and be like, oh man, you know, this guy's thinking outside the box. It's not just whatever's in this magazine where I'm getting my ideas. It's the guy that's setting a trend. You know, bare metal just tells the story of this guy's a real craftsman, and he knew how to work his tools and his hammers and his English wheels and his stretcher shrinkers. I'm fortunate every day, and people come in here and they tell me how lucky I am. And the fact that somebody else tells me I'm lucky, it makes me take a step back and go, I'm pretty fortunate. And you know, I tell them all the time, like, I'm your boy, Pop, and you know, I'm the reason where I am today because of him, for sure. Hit it with your big purse. Come on now. They kind of grow and blossom, you know. You plant a seed and somebody just says, well, I just want a big motor and a chassis. And then brewing ideas about hand-formed aluminum interior, they got to have the whole package. You know, they're not just content with, you open the hood and see the good. They want every article on the vehicle, you know, to blow a mind. And it's going to be nice to see that thing roll and cruise under its own power and lay smoky burnouts. It's going to make a terrifying rumble. It's going to scare children.